Now the motivational educational speech in the powerful, emotional, yet instructive tone inspired by Cesar Lozano. My dear friend, listen carefully. The world does not change at noon. The world changes at dawn. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., something magical happens, not because of superstition, not because of luck, but because of biology, psychology, and discipline. At that hour, your brain is in a powerful state. Your mind is calm. There is no noise, no notifications, no drama, no expectations, just you and your potential. Most people are asleep, and that is exactly why you must be awake. When you wake up early, you are not just changing your schedule. You are changing your identity. You are telling your mind, I am in control. And when the mind hears that message repeatedly, it begins to believe it. It begins to believe it. Scientifically, those early hours allow your brain to enter deep focus. Cortisol levels naturally begin to rise before sunrise, preparing your body for action. Instead of wasting that energy scrolling on your phone later, you capture it, you direct it, you own it. But waking up is not enough. You must do something powerful with it. First, silence. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. No music, no distraction. Just breathe. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? What am I tolerating that I should not? What must I change? Silence is uncomfortable because it reveals truth. And truth is the first step toward transformation. Second, gratitude. When you begin your day grateful, you rewire your brain toward abundance instead of lack. Instead of saying, I have to wake up, say, I get to wake up. That shift alone changes your emotional chemistry. Third, movement. Your body must wake up before the world does. Stretch, walk, do push-ups, move your blood. Energy creates emotion. If you feel lazy, it is often because your body is asleep. Wake it up. Fourth, mental programming. Write your goals. Read them out loud. Visualize them as if they already exist. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., your subconscious is highly receptive. This is when you plant seeds, and seeds planted in silence grow strong. Let me tell you something powerful. Successful people are not special. They are disciplined. They choose discomfort today so they can live comfortably tomorrow. While others are dreaming in their beds, they are building their dreams in reality. But be careful. Do not wake up early to impress anyone. Do it to improve yourself. This is not about posting 5 a.m. club pictures. This is about becoming unstoppable internally. Will it be hard? Yes. The first week, your body will resist. Your mind will negotiate. It will whisper, sleep 10 more minutes. And that moment defines your character. If you win that battle, you win the day. Understand this clearly. Your life changes when your habits change. And habits are built in repetition, not emotion. You will not always feel motivated, but discipline is stronger than motivation. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., the world is quiet. And in that quiet, you hear your own power. Imagine 1 year from now. Imagine the version of you who has read 20 books, exercised consistently, built a business idea, strengthened their faith, improved their mental clarity, all because you decided to wake up earlier than your excuses. That is not fantasy. That is structure. That is education in action. My friend, mornings are not just time on a clock. They are opportunities. And opportunities do not scream, they whisper. So tomorrow, when the alarm rings before sunrise, do not think, do not negotiate, rise. Because the person who controls the morning controls the life. Wake up, stand up, show up, and change your life. Listen to me carefully. Waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is not magic. It is biology working in your favor. Your body has a natural rhythm, a built-in clock designed by nature. In those early hours, your brain begins preparing for the day before you even open your eyes. Cortisol, the hormone that gives you alertness and drive, starts rising naturally before sunrise. That means energy is already knocking at your door. The problem is most people are unconscious when opportunity arrives. When you wake up during this window, You are aligning yourself with your biology instead of fighting it. You are not dragging yourself out of bed at 9 a.m., feeling heavy, foggy, rushed, and reactive. No. You are rising when your mind is clean. At 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., your prefrontal cortex, the decision-making center of your brain, is sharper because it is not overloaded with noise. No social media, no traffic, no demands, just clarity, and clarity is power. Understand this deeply. Distraction is the enemy of excellence. During the day, your brain burns energy making hundreds of small decisions. What to reply, where to go, who to please, what to fix. By evening, your mental battery is drained. But in the early morning, your decision fatigue is zero. Your willpower is strongest. Your focus is pure. That is why the most disciplined individuals guard these hours like treasure. And let me tell you something powerful. Dopamine works differently in the morning. When you wake up and immediately scroll your phone, you train your brain to seek cheap stimulation. But when you wake up and sit in silence, read, plan, or reflect, you train your brain to earn its reward. You build delayed gratification. And delayed gratification is the foundation of long-term success. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts are louder at night? That is because the world is quiet. Now imagine using that quiet in the morning, instead of letting it turn into anxiety at midnight. Early rising reduces stress because you are proactive, not reactive. You start your day ahead. You are not chasing time. Time is following you. Your brain waves during early waking moments are often in a slower alpha-theta state. This is the same state linked to creativity and deep learning. That means ideas flow easier, solutions appear faster, problems feel smaller. This is not motivational talk. This is neuroscience. You are literally accessing a higher level of thinking while others are snoring. But here is the part that changes everything. When you consistently wake up early, you send a signal to your subconscious. I am disciplined, and identity shapes behavior. Once you see yourself as disciplined, you act disciplined. Once you act disciplined, results follow. Confidence grows not from affirmations, but from kept promises. And waking up when it is hard is a promise kept. Yes, your bed will feel warm. Yes, your mind will whisper excuses. But growth lives in that resistance. When you rise anyway, you strengthen neural pathways linked to resilience. You are training your brain to choose long-term gain over short-term comfort. And when you repeat this habit daily, something extraordinary happens. You stop feeling like a victim of circumstances and start feeling like the architect of your life. Listen carefully. Silence is not empty. Silence is a classroom. And between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., that classroom is open, waiting for you to enter with humility and hunger. During the day, noise owns you, messages, opinions, news, expectations. Everyone is talking. Everyone is demanding. Everyone is pulling pieces of your attention. But in the early morning, there is no competition for your mind. The world is quiet. And in that quiet, your real thoughts finally speak. And let me tell you something powerful. Most people are afraid of silence. Why? Because silence reveals truth. When there is no distraction, you hear the questions you have been avoiding. Are you happy? Are you growing? Are you wasting your potential? Those questions are uncomfortable. But discomfort is the entrance to wisdom. When you sit in silence at 4 a.m., you are not doing nothing. You are observing your internal world. You begin to notice your patterns, your fears, your excuses, your dreams. You realize that many of your daily reactions are automatic. Silence breaks automatic. Silence breaks automatic. It creates awareness, and awareness is the first step to change. Scientifically, when you reduce external stimulation, your brain's default mode network activates. This is the system responsible for self-reflection, creativity, and long-term planning. That means silence literally strengthens your ability to understand yourself. Think about that. In a world addicted to noise, the person who masters silence gains mental superiority. But don't just sit there scrolling. That is not silence. That is consumption. True silence means no phone, no music, no conversation. Just you and your breathing. Close your eyes. Inhale slowly. Feel the air. Notice your heartbeat. In those moments, your nervous system calms down, your stress levels decrease, your mind becomes clear, and clarity changes decisions. When your mind is clear, you don't react emotionally. You respond intelligently. You don't chase validation. You pursue purpose. Silence gives you emotional regulation. You pursue purpose. Silence gives you emotional regulation. It teaches you to pause before speaking, to think before acting, to choose before reacting. Let me be very direct with you. If you cannot be alone with your thoughts, you will always be controlled by the noise of others. You will always be controlled by the noise of others. But when you train yourself to enjoy silence, you become emotionally independent. You stop needing constant distraction. You stop fearing loneliness. You start valuing solitude. And here is the most powerful part. In silence, you reconnect with your values. You remember what truly matters. Family, health, integrity, growth. When you begin your day anchored in values instead of chaos, your actions align with your purpose. You want pay. Ace, practice silence. You want wisdom, practice silence. You want emotional strength, practice silence. You want emotional strength, practice silence. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., while the world sleeps in unconscious routine, you sit in awareness. You learn from your own mind. You correct your direction before the day begins. You become the observer of your life, instead of the victim of circumstances. Silence is not weakness. Silence is power, and the one who masters silence masters themselves. Listen to me with your heart open. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is not just a quiet time, it is a sacred reset. This is the hour when your soul breathes differently. During the day, you perform, you respond, you defend, you prove. But in the early morning, before the sun rises, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. It is just you and your creator, you and your conscience, you and your truth. Emotional reset begins with honesty. When you wake up in that darkness, sit down and ask yourself real questions. What am I carrying that is heavy? Who do I need to forgive? What guilt am I holding on to? Most people suppress emotions all day because they are busy. But suppressed emotions do not disappear. They accumulate. And accumulated emotion becomes stress, anger, anxiety. Early morning reflection is like cleaning your internal house before the guests arrive. Take a deep breath. Feel it slowly enter your lungs. That simple act activates your Paris. Empathetic nervous system, the system responsible for calmness and recovery. Your heartbeat slows, your mind softens, and in that state you can process feelings wisely instead of reacting emotionally later in the day. And let me tell you something powerful. Gratitude is medicine. When you wake up and immediately list 5 things you are thankful for, you shift your brain from survival mode to growth mode. You stop focusing on what is missing and start recognizing what is present. This is not denial of problems. This is strengthening perspective. A grateful mind is a resilient mind. Spiritually, these hours are sacred, in many traditions for a reason. It is the time when distractions are minimal and connection feels deeper. Whether you pray, meditate, read something uplifting, or simply sit in awareness, you are feeding your inner life. And your inner life determines your outer results. If you are internally chaotic, your day will reflect chaos. If you are internally grounded, your actions will reflect stability. You must understand this. Success without emotional stability is fragile. You can achieve goals, earn money, gain recognition, but if your spirit is tired, you will feel empty. Early morning spiritual alignment protects you from that emptiness. It reminds you why you are working. It reminds you what truly matters. Use this time to visualize not only your goals, use your character. Don't just imagine success. Imagine patience. Imagine kindness. Imagine strength under pressure. Ask yourself, how do I want to show up today? Because life is not only about what you achieve. It is about who you become while achieving it. When you reset emotionally before sunrise, you walk into the day centered. When someone criticizes you, you respond calmly. When stress appears, you handle it wisely. When temptation knocks, you have clarity. Why? Because you already anchored yourself internally. This is power, not loud power, quiet power. The kind that does not shake when circumstances change. The kind that builds peace from within and carries it into every room you enter. Listen to me with intensity now. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., your subconscious mind is wide open. This is not imagination. This is psychological fact. When you first wake up, your brain is transitioning from theta to alpha waves. The same mental state used in deep learning and hypnosis. That means the gatekeeper of your conscious mind is relaxed. And whatever you feed your mind in that moment goes deeper. It plants roots. Now tell me, what are you planting? Fear, doubt, social media comparison, or vision dieter? Most people wake up and immediately check their phones. They allow the world to program them before they program themselves. Bad news, gossip, other people's success, other people's drama. And then they wonder why they feel anxious. Because you allowed external information to design your internal state. But when you wake up early and take control, you become the architect of your mental blueprint. Grab a notebook. Write your goals clearly, not small goals, bold ones, specific ones. Don't write, I want success. Write what success looks like. Where do you live? What do you earn? How do you feel? Who have you become? When you write it down, you activate multiple parts of your brain. Motor cortex, visual cortex, and emotional centers. Writing is not simple. Writing is neurological reinforcement. Then read those goals out loud. Yes, out loud. Your ears must hear what your mouth declares. When you speak your vision, you create emotional intensity. Emotion is what signals the brain to prioritize information. If there is no emotion, there is no importance. Feel your goals. Don't whisper them like you are unsure. Declare them like they are inevitable. Now close your eyes and visualize. See yourself achieving it. Feel the pride. Feel the discipline. Feel the gratitude. The brain does not perfectly distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. That means when you visualize consistently, you are building neural pathways associated with success. You are rehearsing the future. And listen carefully. Repetition builds identity. If every morning you see yourself as focused, strong, disciplined, confident, your mind begins searching for behaviors that match that image. This is called cognitive consistency. Your brain wants alignment between belief and action. So when you program belief intentionally, action follows naturally. But here is where most people fail. They visualize once and quit. No. Programming requires repetition, daily reinforcement, daily emotional intensity, daily clarity. That is why 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. is powerful. No interruptions, no embarrassment, no one watching. Just you building your future in silence. And be very honest with yourself. If you do not design your mind intentionally, the world will design it accidentally. Advertising will design it. Social media will design it. Negative people will design it. You must protect your subconscious like a treasure. Use affirmations that are identity-based. Not I will try. No. Say I'm disciplined. I am focused. I finish what I start. Even if you are not there yet, you are instructing your brain to move in that direction. Your mind responds to repetition more than to reality. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., while others sleep without intention, you are engineering your mindset. You are constructing belief. You are rehearsing courage. You are shaping destiny from the inside out. Listen carefully. Your body is not separate from your success. Your body is the vehicle that carries your dreams. And if the engine is weak, the destination will always feel far. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., when you rise before the world, your body is still transitioning from rest to action. That transition is a powerful window. What you do in those first 20 to 30 minutes determines your energy for the entire day. Do not stay in bed negotiating with comfort. The moment your alarm rings, stand up. Immediately. That physical act is symbolic. You are telling your nervous system, we move when it is time. We do not hesitate. That builds decisiveness, and decisiveness builds confidence. Now move your body. Stretch your arms wide. Open your chest. Breathe deeply. Oxygen is fuel for your brain. When you breathe deeply and intentionally, you increase oxygen flow, which sharpens mental clarity. Slouched posture creates low energy. Strong posture creates psychological strength. Stand tall even if no one is watching. Your body language influences your brain chemistry. And then activate your muscles. Do push-ups, squats, jumping jacks. Walk outside if possible. It does not have to be complicated. It has to be consistent. When you move, your heart rate increases, blood circulates, endorphins release. These are natural chemicals that elevate mood and reduce stress. You are not waiting for motivation. You are manufacturing it. Understand this deeply. Energy is created, not found. Most people say, "I don't feel like working out." Of course you don't feel like it. Energy comes after movement, not before. Action creates momentum. And momentum creates discipline. When you exercise early, you also regulate your stress hormones. Instead of carrying anxiety into the day, you burn it off before sunrise. Your body becomes stronger. Your mind becomes sharper. You begin your morning with a victory. And victories, even small ones, change identity. Let me speak directly to you. Laziness is often physical stagnation. When your body is heavy, your thoughts feel heavy. When your muscles are inactive, your confidence weakens. But when you sweat in the darkness while others sleep, you build an inner fire. You begin to respect yourself more. And self-respect changes behavior. Use breathwork intentionally. Inhale deeply through your nose. Hold it. Exhale slowly. This simple pattern stabilizes your nervous system and increases focus. Controlled breathing teaches emotional control. If you can control your breath, you can control your reaction. And don't underestimate sunlight. If possible, step outside as dawn approaches. Natural light signals your brain to regulate your circadian rhythm. It tells your body, it is time to be alert. That improves sleep quality at night and energy during the day. You are aligning yourself with nature instead of fighting it. This is not about building a perfect physique for applause. This is about building a strong foundation for endurance. When your body is disciplined, your mind follows. When your energy is high, excuses lose power. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., you are not just waking up early. You are training your body to support your ambition. You are strengthening the vessel that carries your purpose. You are choosing vitality over weakness, movement over stagnation, power over comfort. Now listen to me with absolute honesty. None of this matters if you are not consistent. Waking up one day at 4 a.m. will not change your life. Waking up for 1 week will not transform your identity. The real power is not in the alarm clock. The real power is in repetition. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Motivation screams loudly one night after you watch an inspiring video. Discipline whispers quietly every single morning when no one is watching. And the whisper is stronger than the scream. You must understand something clearly. Your brain loves patterns. When you repeat a behavior daily, neural pathways strengthen. The more you wake up early, the less resistance you feel. At the beginning, your mind will fight you. It will bargain. Just today, sleep more. You deserve start tomorrow. That voice is not wisdom. That voice is comfort addiction. And growth does not live in comfort. Consistency rewires identity. If you wake up early once, you feel proud. If you wake up early for 30 days, you start believing, I am disciplined. And once you believe that about yourself, your behavior aligns automatically. Identity drives action, not the other way around. Let me challenge you. Stop waiting to feel ready. You will not always feel strong. You will not always feel energized. Some mornings you will be tired. Some mornings you will be frustrated. Some mornings you will question why you even started. That is exactly the moment that defines your character. Anyone can wake up early when they feel motivated. Only the committed wake up when they feel nothing. Consistency also builds trust. Trust with yourself. Every time you hit snooze, you break a promise. And broken promises weaken self-respect. But every time you rise immediately, you strengthen self-trust. And self-trust builds confidence deeper than applause ever could. Do not look for quick results. The transformation is silent. You may not see dramatic change in 1 week, but habits compound. Small, daily discipline becomes massive, long-term success. It is like planting a seed. You do not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You water it. You protect it. You stay patient. And here is the powerful truth. Consistency creates momentum. Once your body adapts, waking up early feels normal. Once it feels normal, it stops being a struggle. Once it stops being a struggle, it becomes part of who you are. But be careful. 1 mistake can turn into 3. 3 can turn into weak. The mind loves excuses. Protect your habit fiercely. Go to sleep earlier. Prepare your clothes the night before. Remove obstacles. Discipline is easier when you design your environment wisely. This is not about perfection. If you fail one morning, do not quit completely. Reset immediately. Return the next day stronger. The difference between winners and quitters is not failure. It is return. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., consistency separates dreamers from builders. Dreamers talk about change. Builders repeat actions until change becomes permanent. And when you repeat disciplined mornings long enough, you stop chasing success and you start becoming it.